Welcome all of you to this training on how to regain your lost money in stock market. Now I'm sure many of you may be very eager to know what is this solution, how to go about regaining your lost money in stock market. But then out of all you people who are there in this session right now, there are many of you who are very new to stock market. There are some of you who are, you know, you are already into stock market for many years, isn't it? So let me tell you all one thing. First of all, if you are a beginner to stock market, you don't have to worry. You are definitely going to learn or understand something very important today in this session. All right. And to all others, this entire session is designed in a way that each and every point that we are going to discuss, everything is going to accumulate to form the final solution. All right. And finally, at the end of the session, when we arrive at the conclusion, that is when you will know the exact solution to regain your lost money in stock market. All right. So I request all of you to stay focused, note down all the important points. If in case you come across any doubts, please make a note of it. At the end, we will definitely have time enough to discuss on them. All right. So let us begin this session. Okay. Now, first, now, in order to regain your lost money in stock market, it's very important for each of you. Are you not able to hear me? Am I audible now? Can you hear me now? Are you able to hear me? Yes? All right, thank you. So I was just welcoming all of you to this session, and I was telling that this entire training is designed in a way that each and every point that we are going to discuss is going to accumulate to form the final solution on how to regain your lost money in stock market. So stay focused, note down all the important points. At the end, we will definitely have time enough to discuss your doubts. All right. But then to understand this solution, it's very important for each one of you to understand some realities about yourself and the realities about stock market itself. All right. So let us see. For us to understand this, I would like to ask you a few basic questions, and I hope all of you will participate in answering them. So let us see what are these. So the first question here is, now that all of you have got into stock market, or many of you are deciding or planning to get into stock market, the question here is, how did you get into stock market? What's motivating you? What is that thing that triggered the idea in you to get into stock market? Anyone? Normally when people get into stock market, these are the different ways through which they get in, is it not? Maybe some of your friends or relatives or some experienced traders, their success stories must have motivated you. You know, maybe you got convinced by any marketing executives working in any stockbroking company to get into stock market, isn't it? Maybe some of your friends are working in stockbroking company who may have motivated you. All right, that's how I got motivated. Maybe some people have the urgency to make money, big money. That's why they find stock market to be the best place. The media channels, the advertisements play a major role. Of course, there is absolutely no doubt in it. These days, even if you open a bank account, they give you offers like free demat account and so on to get you into stock market. Is it not? So these are all the different ways. There are many other ways also, which is not listed here, through which you may have got into stock market. Fine. One way or the other, at least now you have at least recalled how you got into stock market, is it not? Now that you know that you have gotten, Tell me, what is that you want? What do you want in stock market? Anyone? When people get into stock market, these are all the different purpose, the different reasons they get it. One is the main thing, it is to become rich, obviously to earn money, big money. Is it not? Some people want to earn big returns on their savings, better than elsewhere, isn't it? Some people want to invest for a long term to fulfill some, future expense or future, plans that they have, isn't it? Some people have a lot of financial commitments, so in order to quickly earn some money and fulfill those, they get into stock market. There are many who say that they want to earn money for a social cause. They get into stock market. So there are different purposes, is it not? Each one of us have different reasons to get in here. Different purpose. I hope all of you also have a purpose, isn't it? Now that you know what is your purpose to get into stock market, tell me, how are you going to fulfill them? What are you going to do to fulfill this purpose? Well, when you look at what most people do here is people do all these things. They follow experts' advice, they follow tips and calls. Many people today follow technical analysis, fundamental analysis, trying to analyze the price movement through charts, indicators, predicting the market movement. There are many who approach others for portfolio management, reading newspapers and trading, isn't it? There are so many different ways through which people trade in stock market. But then these are all the common things which majority people follow in stock market. Is it not? Now, in spite of following all these things, tell me, what is the end result? What is the end result? Have you been able to make money? Have you been able to fulfill your goals, fulfill your purpose to get into stock market? Now, I'm sure you will all agree when I say the end result is a big loss. Is it not? In spite of following all these things, in spite of learning all these things, the end result is a big loss. Well, that's a very sad ending, but then it is never an end, is it not? Especially in stock market, it is never an end. Because people, when they lose money, they don't stop. They go back and they will always come back again with a new capital. Isn't it? New capital, fresh idea, with a lot of new hopes. But then when they come back for the second time, tell me, what are they going to do now to fulfill their purpose? Or what are they going to do now to regain their lost money in stock market? Yes? Well, when you think on this, you will definitely realize that people end up doing the same age-old things which you are looking at the list. The same things that you are seeing in the list. Maybe earlier they were trading based on tips and calls. Now they are able to analyze the market using technicals or fundamentals by themselves. Maybe earlier they were trading based on their gut feeling. Now at least they are approaching some astrology, numerology to trade. These are the only changes because people don't know anything else. People know only these things and they keep revolving within these things. When you keep doing the same things again and again, tell me now what is going to be the end result the second time? Well, the end result is again a big loss. But then this time it is not just a loss, it is double loss. And along with the loss, you are also seeing that your health is declining. You are getting into a depression. You are developing a failure mindset. And these things are definitely going to lead you into lots and lots of disturbances in your family and friend circle. Now, this is very difficult to digest. I know this. But then many people are going through this. When you go through this, you will realize that it is not only the money that you have lost, along with the money, you have also lost your long-standing status, your reputation, your identity as a son, your identity as a husband, your identity as a father, a parent, your identity as a friend, your identity as a neighbor, your identity as a colleague, you name it. Everywhere you will start seeing this disturbance. So today, if you ask me, is there a solution to this? Is there a way that you can regain your lost money as well as your long-standing status? Well, there is at least one way all of you are aware of through which you can regain your lost money. What is that? Well, quit stock market. Stop trading in stock market. Go do some other job. Start earning some money. Save out of it. And after a long period of saving, now definitely, it will cover up for your loss, at least, if not the full loss, some part of your loss can be covered up. But then, through this, you can regain your loss, but then can you regain your long-standing status? Absolutely not. So today, if you ask me that, is it possible to regain the lost money as well as the long-standing status? I will say that yes, there is a way. Obviously, for that, you have to again start trading. There is no doubt. But then the big question here is, will you again keep doing the same age-old things that you were doing earlier? Will you keep following the same age-old strategies that you were following earlier? What are you supposed to do? Well, just take a break sometime after this session, or maybe even right now, and try to note down what are all the things that you know about stock market. What do you know about stock market? Can you note it down? What have you learned about it? When you start noting down, you'll definitely realize that there is a big gap. There is a big gap in your understanding of this business. So what are the right things that you are supposed to know? Well, the first and most important thing here is you have to know the right way to trade. The most important thing, the ultimate thing that one has to know. Is it not? But then it is not just the right way to trade. You should also know the light way to trade. What is light way to trade? Well, light way to trade means whichever method or whatever you are following to trade in stock market, as long as it is very easy, simple to follow, to understand, and to execute, that is a light way to trade. If you have not understood it properly, if you're finding it difficult to execute, then it is not a light way to trade, and definitely it is not going to yield any results. Expected results may not come. So you have to find or come across, or you have to work on something which is very light. Keep it simple. The more relaxed that you are when you're trading, the more profits that you're going to see. If you're tensed when you're trading, that is an indication that you're going to experience a big failure. Yes, there is no doubt in it. Not just that, you should also have the right information, the right investment. Well, when I say right information, what right information am I talking about? You all know that when it comes to trading, you are definitely going to trade in any of these three segments: options, futures, or cash. So when it comes to options, what is the right information you need to have? Well, the only right information you need to have here is, in order to trade options, there are just two things that you must know. One is Buy a call option or buy a put option. What is it? How to do it? This is what you're supposed to know. If you are trying to learn anything more than this, like option writing, option strategies, option Greeks, you name them, there are hundreds of them. Well, I will say that you're just dumping too much information in your head, and it is definitely not going to yield you any good results. Many of you may have already experienced it. The same way, when it comes to trading in futures, there are only two things that you have to know. One is a long trade or a short trade. If the prices are increasing and if you want to trade, you have to take a long trade. Buy first and then sell it later. If the prices are decreasing, then you have to do only one thing, that is short trade. That is sell it first, buy it later. All right. These are the only two things that you're going to do as far as trading in futures is concerned. These are the only two things that you have to know as far as trading in futures is concerned. Nothing more. The same way when it comes to the cash segment, the most important thing that you have to know here is the segment is meant for investment. But then today you walk into any stockbroking company, and if you see any trader sitting there and trading, you will realize, or you will understand that many of them are doing intraday trading in the cash segment. So what's happening here? People are wrong in the first place itself. Is it not? So when you're doing the wrong thing, then how will you expect results? Am I right? And at the same time, when it comes to the cash segment, obviously, as I told you, it is meant for investment. It means buy it and hold. Whichever stock that you want to invest in, buy and hold for a long term and then sell it at a higher price. That is all that you are supposed to do. But then when you buy and hold it in your demat account, one thing you have to know about your demat account, it's better you have a demat account with a bank rather than a regular stockbroking company. Especially if you have a demat with a public sector bank, it's far better. It is because many of you may have heard, if you have not, then listen to this, that in the regular stockbroking companies in the past, there have been a lot of mishandling of your demat account, your shares, your portfolio in the demat account. All right. Many of them have had a very bad experience. Their investment have been derailed. So in order to avoid all these stress, tension, it's better to have them with a bank. I don't say that every company you are going to experience this, but then it has definitely happened in the past with many stockbroking companies. All right. Even in the very recent past, you must have come across one big stockbroking company where people experience this. Is it not? So this is the basic awareness one must have. And not just this, many people believe that trading futures and options is like, it's very dangerous, it's very risky. I'm sure even some of your stockbrokers must have told you, F&O segment is very risky. It's better you trade only in the equity segment. Is it not? So when you believe this statement, then I will say that you don't know the right logic behind all these things in stock market. Yes, you don't know the right logic. What is the right logic here? Let me explain. Now let us assume that there is a stock whose price is trading at 100 rupees per share, and you want to buy this stock in the equity segment. And let us assume you plan to buy some 1,000 shares, which means 100 into 1,000, it is 1 lakh rupees worth stock that you plan to buy. So what is the investment required in the cash segment to buy this? Anyone? Well, you have to invest the complete 1 lakh rupees. So the investment requirement required in the equity segment is almost 100%. Not almost, it is 100%. Is it not? And once you have invested in the equity segment, tell me, what is the risk involved on your investment? Well, the price of a stock can become zero, so it means it is 100% risk. So in the cash segment, it is 100% investment plus 100% risk. But the same stock, if you wanted to get into the future segment, in future segment, to trade this 100 rupees worth of stock, you don't have to invest the complete 100%. In fact, the exchange says that you just have to pay something called as margin money. All right, which means for 100 rupees worth of stock, maybe you are investing just 10 rupees as the investment, remaining 90%, I mean 90 rupees is in your pocket and it is safe. So the right logic here is the 10 rupees is the actual risk, remaining 90 rupees is already safe. All right. So whichever stock that you plan to trade in the future segment, obviously the exchange has different margin requirements. Some people say some stocks have requirements like 10%, 15, 20, 30, or even more also. But then definitely not 100%. The same 100 rupees worth of stock, if you want to now get into the option segment, well, here you are investing just 1 rupee in the name of a premium. Remaining 99 rupees is in your pocket, which means that 1 rupee is the only risk. Remaining 99 rupees is already safe. All right. This is the right logic that you have to know. Now tell me, which segment is more risky? Is it the futures? Is it the options? My friends, in fact, as you have understood it rightly, it is the cash segment which is most risky. Without understanding this logic, if someone says that F&O segment is dangerous, equity is very risky, well, even if you don't trade F&O segment, it doesn't matter. But then when you say equity segment is very safe, then your understanding in the beginning itself is not right. Is it not? And many people also believe that stock market is gambling. Trading in stock market is gambling. Well, the first thing I would like to tell you here is, as long as you believe that this is gambling, your life is about to become a big gamble here in stock market. But then just try to ask yourself, how many of your family support you to trade in stock market? Not many, is it not? Majority of them, they don't. But then why do you think they don't? Well, it is because they believe that this is gambling. But if you think that it is their mistake, then let me tell you, you are absolutely wrong. It is really not their mistake, maybe your mistake. Now, how is it your mistake? Well, whenever you talk about stock market, whenever you talk about trading, the kind of words many people use, some people say that I play in stock market, I play in Nifty, I play in the stock, I play in commodity, I play in currency. So when you say play, then obviously anyone listening to you will realize or will understand that you're playing with your money, which means you're gambling. Is it not? So it is not their mistake. So by using these words, what is happening is subconsciously, one way or the other, somewhere deep down the corner, you also think that this is gambling. But let me tell you one thing, my friends. Stock market is not a gambling. It is a true, clean, legal business like any other business on this planet. The only thing is that you have to treat this like a business. Is it not? So these are all the right logics that one has to understand. But along with this, as I told you, the most important thing of all is the right way to trade. So when we say right way to trade, I'm just talking about only two things: when to buy, when to sell. There's a big thing, big question, is it not? Many people who are dead serious about regaining their lost money in stock market. You're all thinking about the same thing. Just tell me when to buy and when to sell. But then, for you to know this, first of all, as I told you, you have to understand some realities about stock market, some realities about yourself. Some realities when I say, the last time when you lost your money in trading, just try to recall which is that one market situation where you lost your money, or which are those different market situations where you lost your money. Did you lose your money when there was a sudden crash in the price? Did you? Then it means you have to know when to buy and when to sell in this market condition, so that next time, whenever it happens, you will know how to make profits instead of losing money. Not just this, even if the prices increase, people call it as a rally. When the prices rally, as they say, even here, if you have lost money, then you have to understand when to buy, when to sell, when the prices are trending up one direction. Well, it's so theoretically so very easy to say just buy and sit quiet, hold it as long as the price keeps on increasing. Well, it is easy to say, but then it is not that easy to implement, because not many people are able to implement this. Simple fact. When not many people are able to implement this, it means it's not that easy. It also means you must know when to buy and when to sell, even in this condition. Not just this, you must also have lost money when there was a big gap up or a big gap down in the price. When to buy and when to sell. Well, the actual right solution here would be that you should have bought already before there is a big gap up, or you should have sold already before there is a big gap down. How will you do this? Do you have a solution for this? If you don't have a solution for this, then the first thing that you have to do is find a solution to this. If not, you're wasting your time. Not just this, even if there is a false price movement. Well, this is one situation where when you're looking at the price movement, you are made to think, you are made to believe, you are tempted to do something. So suddenly if the price keeps on increasing very sharply, looking at the price movement, have you realized you are tempted to buy it? Is it not? But then you must have observed, as soon as you bought it, that is a high, and from there the price starts reversing. Is it not? So this situation is what we call it as false price breakout. How are you going to trade it? When to buy and when to sell? Even in this situation, we call it the sideways market. Well, this is one situation where the price keeps moving up and down within a range, and people find it so very difficult to understand which direction it is heading towards. But then there is one thing commonly many people must have experienced, that whenever you buy, the price goes down. Whenever you sell, the price goes up. Have you observed this? Have you experienced this? If you have, then it means you have experienced a sideways market. If you have lost money continuously in a sideways market, then you have to first know when to buy and when to sell in a sideways market as well. So what I'm trying to tell you right now is, price does not move in a similar way every time. There are varieties of price movements. Market conditions keep changing. And in these changing market conditions, you have to know when to buy and when to sell in any different market condition. That is the thing that you have to do. So today, there are so many different trainings that you must have attended already. Many people may be planning to attend many other training programs, or maybe reading books, go through other materials. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. But then whatever you do, just try to identify, is there a solution to all these different market conditions? Yes or no? If there is a solution you found, then you are at the right place. Please go ahead, continue following it. If there is no solution in the place where you are searching, then it is not the right place. If you continue searching, then you're wasting your time once again. So today, what is that one solution? As I told you, what are you ready to do to get this solution? Some people say, I'm ready to do anything to regain my lost money in stock market. Well, if that is what everyone says, then let me tell you, the first thing that you have to do is go through this process of change. Yes, you have to change. You have to change from old practices to the new ones. Until you change, it is not going to happen. Until you resist change, it is not going to happen. This is the first step to regain your lost money. And the second thing, I hope all of you will agree with me when this. First of all, I think many of you may be, all of you are into different professions, is it not? Some of you working in some companies, maybe some of you are into some own business and many things. Tell me, will you agree with me when I say every profession has a procedure to be followed? Every religion has a ritual. Every success has a discipline. Even if you're not so successful in stock market, at least I'm sure in your most favorite profession that you are into already, at least there you must have seen some success. Is it not? If you have, do you agree with me when I say every success has a discipline? Is it not? So today, why can't we imagine a discipline, a procedure, a ritual to become successful in stock market? Well, you want to become successful. I want to become successful. Many others want to become successful. If anyone wants to become successful, you have to adopt this process where you have a very defined procedure, a ritual to be followed, a discipline to be followed. Is it not? So let us design one today. But then before we get into that, as I told you, in order to regain, many people who are trying to regain their lost money in stock market, out of all these people, you can broadly divide them into 4 different categories. I mean to say, there are 4 categories of people who are trying to regain their lost money in stock market. Now we will see which are those 4 categories. Who are these 4 categories? You can also identify which category you belong. And let us also see what is the right solution to all these 4 categories of people. The first category of people are those. Now before that, I told you in order to design a procedure, a ritual and a discipline, first of all, you have to start thinking like a swan. What is this? Well, in this part of the country, we call this bird as Hamsapakshi. Hamsapakshi. There is a very old saying that this bird is so very brilliant that it can separate milk from water and drink only milk. So what you can understand here is the moral here is this is one bird that is so very brilliant that it can differentiate between what it wants and what it doesn't. The same way, even you should be so very brilliant like a swan. You have to think like a swan in a way that you should know what is that you want and what is that you don't. What is that you're supposed to do and what is that you're not supposed to do. Am I right? So this is how you have to start thinking to design a procedure, a ritual, and a discipline. But then, as I told you, there are 4 different categories of people. Let us see one by one. The first category of people are those who have a lot of money. These are the people who have money in abundance. So even if they have lost money, they're not much bothered because they have a lot of money. Is it not? They're always in a good position to anytime take a decision saying that let me quit stock market. Anytime they're ready to do that. But then there is always this pinch of having lost money. So if you belong to this category and if you want to regain your lost money, what is the right solution to you? What is the best solution to you? Well, the best and the right solution here is invest. Invest for long term. Invest in the equity segment, cash segment. But then when you are investing, there are certain things that you have to take care of. First thing, you have to select the A group stocks to invest. Don't invest in any penny stocks alone. And when you're investing, don't invest all your money in a single stock. Diversify your portfolio. But then there are some people who say that, if you are asking us to invest for a long term, then what happened to stocks like Satyam Computers? What happened to stocks like Yes Bank? What happened to stocks like others? There's so many, you name them. So what happened with them is the prices became zero. And that is also one major reason why majority people today prefer entering and exiting on the same day itself. Some people call it as intraday trading. All right, whatever you call it. But then if you are scared to invest in the equity segment, that is in the stocks, then don't do it. You can directly invest on the index. Yes, there is a product called as ETF, exchange traded fund. There are a lot of ETFs on the index itself, like Nifty Bees, Gold Bees, Bank Bees, you name them. Is it not? The price of a stock can become zero, but then not the index itself. The day index stops functioning or it becomes zero, then let me tell you, it means that is a gone case. The economy, the overall economy is in a very tough spot. Is it not? So when it is investing, you can invest on the index directly through this ETF, but then when to invest? Well, let me first tell you when not to invest. When the price of the stock is trading at its peak, then that is the time not to invest. Whenever the price of index like Nifty or any A group stocks, if you see, and whenever the prices of them have decreased, and if they have decreased by 30% or more, then I will say that that is the best place to start investing. Yes, this is how you can go about doing long-term investment in the equity segment. Now, the same way, let us look at the second category of people. Second category of people are those who have some decent financial backup. They are also not in a hurry because they have some other source of income through which it can easily cover up for their losses. But still, maybe the loss is great enough for them to forget. They are simply not able to forget it. So what is the right solution for these people? If you belong to this category, then the right solution here is you can also do the same long-term investment. But then, as I told you, if in case you want to regain a bit faster than the earlier case through long-term investment, then you can do the same long-term investment, but then not in the equity segment. You can do it in the futures segment. All right. By doing the long-term investment in the future segment, some people may have a doubt saying that, you know, in futures they are contract based and they all have expiry date and it is for 1 month. All right. But then you don't have to worry. All that you have to do here is just roll over, keep rolling over your position to the next contract. As long as you keep doing that, then it means your position is continuous. Is it not? So the other big benefit here is, let me take this example. We were talking about some stock worth 100 rupees and we were planning to buy 1,000 shares. In the equity segment, we saw that it is 100% investment required, which means complete 1 lakh rupees has to be invested to buy that stock. All right. Now, after buying, let's assume the price as expected did increase and it has increased to 200 rupees, which means you bought 1,000 shares at 100. Now, the moment it reached the 200, you gained 100 points. Maybe you sold it also. All right. And when you look at this overall returns on your investment, you'll realize it is 100% investment and 100% returns on your capital. Is it correct? But then the same stock, if you had done a long-term investment in the future segment, as I told you, if you want to regain a bit faster, do the same long-term investment, not in the equity, but in the futures. In the future segment, the exchange says that you don't have to pay the full money. They say that you just have to pay the margin money. Is it not? So in futures, you're not investing the complete 100%. Maybe let us say we kept 50% as the investment. Instead of a lakh rupees, we kept 50,000 in our trading account and bought 1,000 shares of this particular stock. And later, as the price increased to 200, even if you sold it there, then you gain 100 points, which is 1 lakh rupees profit. But then this time, when you calculate the returns on your investment was actually 50,000. You gained 1 lakh, which means this is 200% returns, double the profits compared to the earlier case. And not just this, the big benefit of trading in futures for long term is you can trade and do a long term investment for in the equity segment. You can also do the same in the futures and option segment as well. All right, that too, I mean, you can trade both the directions of the market. If the prices are increasing, you can trade, make profits. If the prices are decreasing, you can take a short position, keep rolling over, hold it. So both the direction you are able to make profit. Lesser investment, more returns, less risk compared to the cash segment as well. So this is a solution, the right solution, the easiest solution for the second category of people. Now I hope all of you, those who belong to these two categories, must have definitely gained a lot of clarity, awareness on how to go about regaining your lost money without any doubts. It will definitely happen. But then there is another category, the third category of people. These are the people who have very timely financial backup. All right. Maybe they are working somewhere. They have some decent income through which they are able to run their run the show month on month, maintaining the expenses, family expenses, everything. They're able to manage it fine. But then their hard-earned saving, they invested and they lost it. So these are the people who have the urgency to regain their money. But then here it is not just the urgency to regain their lost money. Along with the urgency, they should also balance their regular job through which they were getting income all these years. So if you belong to this category, then let me tell you that you cannot take any chance right now. Because the moment you take a chance and you move to the next category, then you will definitely feel the pain. All right. So what is the right solution for this category? The right solution here is you can also do the same long-term investment in the equity segment or even in the future segment. But then if you want to regain a bit faster than the earlier two cases, then you have to trade, not invest. You have to trade. You have to identify one good strategy or a method of trading wherein you just have to spare a few very little time, let's say 10-15 minutes of your leisure time every day and go about trading. Some people may be wondering right now, how can we trade without watching the market? Well, if you got this question in your mind, let me tell you, you are perfectly right. This question will come to anyone. Is it not? But then there are ways. There are definitely ways. If you belong to this category, then definitely you have to find one such way only, where by spending very little time every day, without having to watch the market movement constantly, you should be able to trade and regain your lost money. All right. So if you did not find one, you don't have to worry. We are also following one such concept, one such system of trading. We call this as a dynamic system. Now, what is this dynamic system? What is this dynamic system? Well, this is a tool. It is a software developed by the company called Dowman Group. It is our enterprise tool, whole and soul developed by Dowman Group itself. And what this dynamic system does here is it automatically tells you when to buy and when to sell for any stock that you want to trade. Now, can you name any of your favorite stock that we can check in this dynamic system? Anyone? Well, this is the price movement of Adani Enterprise. Well, all of you, maybe you must have heard of late about this company. All right. Now, what this dynamic system does here is the same Adani Enterprise. It automatically tells me when to buy and when to sell. For that, there is this report. So what this report does here is it automatically tells you when to buy and when to sell. All right. You can see of late yesterday it has told you to buy 1st March. Okay. So what it does is in the evening, once you have finished all your job, when you come back home, after relaxing, freshening up, when you open this dynamic system and you have to, once you update it, it'll tell you, let us say it said buy. So yesterday evening you saw that it said buy, which means today morning you have decided to buy. All right. For you to take this decision to buy, you have done it at your leisure time. You did not have to watch the market movement the whole day. Now you have bought it today. Now I really don't know what has happened to this price of the stock today, whether it has increased or decreased. But then once I have bought it, now how will I buy? Even if I'm working, if I don't have time, then what you can do here is early morning today before the market open, you could have called your stockbroker, given them an instruction saying that as soon as the market opens, just buy Adani Enterprise. One lot in futures or so many shares in the equities. Just buy. Once you have given the instruction to buy or once you have bought it on your own, just shut down your system, go do some job, some other job. If you don't have any job, please go to sleep. Do anything possible, but then don't sit in front of your trading terminal. If you do that, then you are again going to experience big failure. Are you able to understand what I'm talking about? Is it true or not? What do you people have to say? What is your opinion? Is it true or not? Sitting in front of your trading terminal and continuously trading out there, well, even if you have everything in place, you will simply not be able to achieve success. Is this statement correct? Do you all agree with this statement? Yes or no? So once everything is done, now all that you will be doing here is today. Now the market is closed evening after 6:30. When you open this dynamic system, it will tell you with the next date, it will tell you what you are supposed to do. It may tell you hold, buy, hold. All right. Or it may tell you sell, which means the signal has changed. Next day you have to exit whatever you have bought and take a short position. All right. But if it tells you to hold, then your decision for next day's trading is hold your buy position. Relax. Isn't it? So that is how easy it is. You can also see that this system was also able to identify the trend. You can see this particular column where it very clearly says the name as a speed trend. This one. Here can you see at the top it's written as speed trend. Well, this is one which can quickly identify the trend. It had identified that the trend is down on this particular day, 21st December 2022. All right. Many people, you go ask anyone, can any one of you tell me why did the price of this Adani Enterprise come down in such a big way? Can anyone answer to this? Well, many people say that it is because of some news. But you can go back home and do a small research and try to identify when was the news announced. Whatever is the news, when was the news announced? When you look at it, it was somewhere in the month of January, almost end of January. But then this system has identified that the trend is down on 21st December itself. What I'm trying to tell you here is before any major movement in the market, either down or either up, the system automatically identifies and tells you what you are supposed to do. It said that the trend is down. So when you know that the trend is down, the next day, even if you took a short position, it is at 3,948 where you could have taken a short. And from there, it has managed to come down. It has managed to close at 1,564, which means it is more than 2,000 points movement. And I guess the lot size of this particular stock may be 250 in futures and options segment. If the lot size is 250, and if you're talking about capturing, complete big movement, then 2000 points is what we gained into 250. We are talking about 5 lakh rupees profit in this one single transaction as per the trend. If someone looked at only the trend and took the trade, they will still be holding on to their short position. Is it not? So there's one easy way. You can see here, to follow this easy way, you are not doing anything here. The system automatically is telling you. And your job is to just check it once. And whatever you have understood, whatever the system has told you, just note it down. Tomorrow your job is to just execute it as it is. When you are implementing a method like this, then you're definitely going to come across results like this. You will start seeing gain, gain, minus, minus, gain, minus, 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 gain, gain, and so on in each and every trade. Right? Some people say that, no, I cannot digest this. No minus. Well, tell me, if you were to do any other business, is there no expenses in your business? If you had to open a medical store, is there no expenses at all? Right from the medicines, the raw material, the fan. I mean, the the other expenses, the salaries I'm talking about, your electricity bill, your water bill, you name it. There is expense. Without that expense, you are not going to see profits. So there you have understood that expense and income is part of that business. But then when it comes to stock market, why is that people don't understand the same reality here, that income, that is the gain and the minus, is going to be part of it. All right. But then when I say gain and minus, you cannot consider this to be a loss. It is not a loss. All right. Loss is the end result. Loss is the end result where you have decided that yes, this is over, this is a loss. I have incurred a big loss and it's over for me. Well, when you are going through the process, you are doing business. And you are going to experience this in this business when you are following a method like that one that we saw. But then the benefit here is it is a short-term trading plan. Investment requirement is much lesser than the earlier two cases. Profit potential is much higher than the earlier two cases. That is the reason I told you, if you want to regain a bit faster than the earlier two cases, then this is the way. But the secret of this particular thing here is you have to continuously follow it. You shouldn't change. If you keep following the same thing continuously for a long period of time, you're definitely going to regain. You're definitely going to see some big profits. So this is the right solution for the third category of people. Now moving on to the fourth category of people, these are the people who have lost big money beyond their capacity. Maybe they have borrowed money and invested and lost it. Maybe they have traded on somebody else's capital and they have lost it. And if you belong to this category, then definitely you are going through a lot of mental pressure and you have the absolute urgency to regain your lost money. So what is the right solution to this category? If you ask me, the right solution here is, it is almost impossible for you to regain. This is the truth. It is almost impossible for you to regain. It's better you quit stock market, go do some other job, settle all your score, then come back to regain. First, clear your obligations. But then if you say that, no, I want to regain through stock market itself, then let me tell you, you have to take a tough approach in your life for that to happen. And the tough approach is, first start doing some exercises to keep yourself physically fit. Change your food habits to keep yourself healthy. Do some meditation to bring your mindset to that neutral level where you are able to focus on something. Because when you're going through this phase, in this particular category, you have lost your focus. And it is very difficult to focus because every time you sit there, you're only going through that stress, tension that is only leading you to more and more mistakes and more losses. But then if you take this tough approach in your life, definitely one fine day you're going to find a solution for yourself. Yes. But then not just this 4 category. When we were studying about people regaining their lost money in stock market, we also realized there is one more category. We call them as the 5th category of people. Well, there is something very interesting about this category. The interesting thing here is these people have amazing patience. They have very good listening capacity. And they have ability to understand, learn anything, any business, any profession, and go about implementing it. Given a chance, they can achieve big success without any doubt. But they have one weakness. And the weakness is financial weakness. They have very little money. Some people don't have much money. All right? And there are those who always keep scaring them, saying that stock market is not for you. All right? So if you belong to this particular category, you don't have to worry because we have come up with a solution for you. And we call this solution as the 1K, 10K technique. Now, what is this all about? This technique means that you can start with a very small investment as low as just 10,000 rupees also. But then with this investment, if you want to go about trading, obviously you are not looking at the equity segment. You cannot get into the future segment because the investment requirement there is very high. There is this one segment where, this option segment is the one best segment where even with a very small investment, you can go about trading and earn big. But then in order to trade in options, I told you, you should have that right information. Buy a call option or buy a put option. But then along with that, you should also know how to select the right strike price. Which strike price to trade? This is the one key important thing that you have to know. And not only that, you should also know how to prepare for next day's trading. In order to trade tomorrow, how do you prepare today itself? When you do all these things, then definitely with this 1K, 10K technique, you will be able to see, or you will be able to make some good, amazing profits. All right. Now, we also follow one system here for this 1K, 10K technique. Let me show you the system. We call the system as dynamic live. Now, what this system does here is, it automatically tells us when to buy and when to sell, especially for options. You can see here by default, we are looking at the bank nifty right now. You can see there is something called as action information where it says currently hold put option. Okay, which means sometime at this point here, the system automatically told us buy put option, which means you could have bought a put option. All right. If you had bought a put option, when was this? It was at, the time was today at 13:30, 1:30 in the afternoon. The price was trading at 40,520. Let us assume that we got into a put option. Let me check which was that one strike price. You can also check in your sources that you have access to what would have been the premium at 1:30 for a put option. I'll tell you which strike price. Let us check the strike price of 40,000 600. $40,600 at 130. What was the premium? Well, at 130, the premium of this strike price was trading at around 143 rupees. You can cross check this. All right, around 143 rupees. So even if you had bought this put option at, let's say, 145 itself, what is the investment that we are talking about? 145 into 25 is the lot size. It is almost 3,600 rupees investment. Okay, now having invested at that point, from there the premium increased and it made a high of 227. Okay, but you can see here it was telling us to hold put option, but here in the preparation it was also telling us to get ready to exit put option. This is one system which automatically tells you what to do, when to buy, when to sell. Not only that, it tells you in advance to be prepared. It prepares you in advance. It is telling you that you may have to exit your put option, get ready. But today, having bought this put option at 145, all right, and today was the expiry date, being a Thursday, and as the price made a high of 227, it closed, this same premium closed at 210. And moreover, it is already telling us to get ready to exit. Even if you exited at 210 rupees premium, bought at 145, sold at 210, we are talking about how many points profit? It is 65 points profit, which is 1,625 rupees profit. All right, which means for a 3,000 rupees, 3,600 rupees investment, you have gained 1,625. If you started with a 10,000 rupees capital, with this single transaction, you have gained already 16% returns on your investment. This is just one single trade in a given day today. Like this, how many trades will you get during the month? If you just go about trading based on this, obviously, if you want to use this system, you have to get trained first. It is a matter of a couple of days of training that you have to go through. Once you have got trained, you will know in detail how to go about using this and just keep trading. But then one benefit here is you don't have to sit and do any research or analysis, nothing to do. The system itself automatically tells you everything. 16% return already. All right. If you want to check any of your stock, you can tell me. Let us see. Was there any trading opportunity in that particular stock? With this 1K, 10K technique, could we have done any trade? Can we check any stock that you want to check? Name any one stock. Don't tell me 10 different stocks. Tell me any one stock, quality stock that we can check. Anyone? Well, let me check this Nifty, because many people have this habit of trading in index. So I will check it in Nifty. Okay. So yesterday the price of Nifty was going up. As it went up right at the top, there is this indication. We call this as a dynamic system caution. Here also there is this indication. We call it as a zigzag caution. Whenever they appear, it means they are telling us that the price can reverse. It was going up, now it can start reversing. That is what it said. So yesterday, if someone had bought a put option at this point, the price of Nifty was trading at around at 15 hours, 3 o'clock, it was trading at around 17,455. That is where you could have bought a put option. If you had bought a put option in Nifty at around these ranges, let us say today was the expiry, so I will be looking at 17,400 strike price put option. Let me see. So there was this 17,400 strike price put option, which was trading at 15 hours, 3 o'clock yesterday. Yes, it was trading at 24 rupees 65 paise. Well, there are a lot of even in your trading terminal, you can check all these things. Very, 24 rupees 65 paise. If you had bought the put option there today, what has happened is this put option made a high of almost 95 rupees, and it has managed to close at 78 rupees. Even if you bought at 25 rupees yesterday, Nifty, we are talking about 50 lot size, which means 1,250 rupees investment. Out of your 10,000, 1K, 10K, out of your 10,000, you have used only 1,250 rupees. At the closing today, since it is expiry, even if you exited here, you have gained almost 53 points, which means it is 2,650 rupees in profit. 26% returns on your 10,000 capital already in a single trade. But if you take the actual money that you have invested, it is almost close to 200% returns. Is it not? So this is how you can benefit from this 1K, 10K technique, provided you continuously keep following it. All right. So here is also one example that you can look at. This of Tech Mahindra with a 10,000 capital starting from 14th February 2023 to just 16th February 2023. It is a matter of just 2 days. We got these many number of trades in options. All right. And out of 10,000, we have not utilized the complete 10,000 also on any given trade. The first trade itself, we invested just 2,600 rupees. 600 is a lot size. And we were able to, this capital was able to grow up till 35,400 rupees in a matter of just 2 to 3 days. Yes. Just following this 1K, 10K technique. But then, just following this 1K, 10K technique is not going to lead you to this big end result. Along with this, you should also know how to master yourself. You should also have some serious determination. So what is this determination that I'm talking about? Well, you should have the determination to follow one single method or strategy continuously. You should have the determination to trade even with a very small capital in the first place. Some people don't have the patience at all. All right. You should have the determination. Let your method or strategy, whatever it is, let it work. Allow it to work. If you are in a hurry to take a decision or conclude just by looking at 1 or 2 trades, then obviously what is going to happen is you will keep changing, and it is only the trial and error that you will be going through, but never reach the end result. Is it not? Same way, you should wait to see some profits. Profits will not come, big profits will not come overnight. You cannot become a millionaire overnight. You have to wait to see profit. So the system that we are following, what we do there is we wait until it tells us to exit. We wait until it tells us to enter. We just follow what it tells us to do. We don't use our brains. So many people have asked us, we are beginners, will we be able to follow it? Well, I say that if you don't know anything about stock market, then it's even better. You will be able to achieve the end result quite fast. all right, faster than people who are already into this business. Because all that you're going to do is just follow what it is. You should have the determination not to get carried away with overconfidence. It's very dangerous. You should have the determination not to sit in front of trading terminal, constantly watching the price movement. Don't do that. So these are all some of the disciplines that you must follow. Until you adopt them in your trading, it is simply not going to happen. All right. And along with this, if you want to continue in the stockbroking or stock trading business for long run, you should adopt all these different concepts like money management, how to manage your capital, method management, how to follow one single method continuously for a long run. It's not that easy as we say, but then there is a way to do that. Next, trading action plan. If you want to trade tomorrow, you should be prepared today itself. Only then you are trading like a professional. If you're looking at the trading terminal, looking at the market movement, and then deciding when to buy, when to sell, then I will say that you're gambling. You should have a portfolio payout planner. When to take payout. Many people know how to do only pay in. No, not many people have experience taking payout. Obviously, I am not talking about the payout of leftover money. All right. I am talking about profit payout. How to take payout out of your profits. All right. So these are all some of the concepts that you have to adopt in your trading to trade peacefully, keep gaining throughout your life. And along with this, the most important thing that you have to do first is learn how to attract money. I hope you'll all agree when I say that we are all working day and night for one end result, that is for money, is it not? But then I hope you'll all agree with me when I say everyone cannot succeed. Everyone does not succeed. Everyone have not succeeded in their life. Very few people succeed. Is it true? Why is that? Why is that? It is because people don't know how to attract money. Until and unless you know how to attract money, what will happen is you will keep running behind money throughout your life, but then you will never get there. You will never get there. But the day you start attracting money, then what will happen is you don't have to run behind money. Money will come searching you. So today, my friends, since all of you have taken the efforts to come sit in this session, to listen to all these important details, I would like to share the secret as a gift with all of you. And the gift here is how to attract money. Well, in order to attract money, all that you have to do here is learn how to respect it. To do that, now you know that we are all dealing with money day in and day out. We buy, we sell products. For that, we pay money, we receive money in cash or through online transfers. All right. Whenever you give money, have you noticed many people, they just give money as it is. They fold the currency, they give it. Some people fold it more and they give it. Some people, they remove it from their pocket. The state in which the currency is, when you look at it, you don't feel like taking it from them. That's how bad it is. Half tone, all right, totally wet. Is it not? Some people just throw it on the table and walk away. So these are all not the ways how you respect money. If you want to respect money, what you have to do is whenever you give money to somebody, before you give it, just open that currency note completely as you can see it on the screen. Hold it with all your 5 fingers and give it a tap behind before you give the money and say this, that hi, I love you. Come back to me in multi-folds. You are going out as 2,000. You please come back as 2 crores. All right. Say this and then give the money. Well, obviously, some of you may start laughing at it, but then let me tell you, you keep doing this until it becomes a habit. The day it becomes a habit, you will see the changes. You know what will happen? When this becomes a habit, your subconscious mind starts believing that the money that is going out is going to come back in multifolds. And when the belief system, when there is a change in the belief system itself, when it gets programmed into your subconscious mind, you know what is going to happen? It will really come back in multifolds. Yes, this is the truth. Because what you manifest, you're going to get it back. This is a simple truth, my friends. Not only when you're giving money through cash, even when you're doing an online transfer, even when you're swiping your card, before you do that, say this, that I love you, come back to me in multifolds. Not just that, before you place an order, say this and then place the order. You will see changes happening in your life in trading. All right. So these are all the different ways through which you can attract money. Now tell me, with all these things having heard, having listened to all these things, tell me, is it really possible to regain your lost money in stock market? Yes or no? Are you confident about it? Yes or no? Tell me what you have to say. Well, if the same question is asked to me, then let me tell you, the truth is, it is not possible to regain your lost money. Absolutely not possible. Because when it comes to regaining, you are already coming with a mindset saying that I have to regain my losses. All right, which means the thought of having lost money is still persisting. With that thought, when you go sit there to trade again, then what is going to happen is it is going to haunt you. It will keep distracting you. It will push you into fear, panic, and all these things, and the end result will again be a big loss. So the truth here is there is absolutely nothing called as regaining. The only truth here is you can gain money. You can only gain money. Forget all your past. Come here as a fresh person, newborn, with a new capital. All right, follow all the disciplines with the determination that we spoke about. Then focus only on earning money. As long as you are earning money, rest all will be automatically taken care of. All right. So this is the truth, my friends. This is the right solution to all of you who want to seriously regain your lost money in stock market. But then when you are in the process of trying to find a way through the points that we have discussed already, if you did not find any way, if you are in desperate search to find a way, then you don't have to worry. You can always come back to us, because that is what we do. We train people on how to make only profits in stock markets, and that too while you sleep. All right. So in that training, we also gain, you also gain access to those tools that we saw, that is like dynamic system and dynamic live also. So those of you who are interested to get in, join this program, then you just have to join our training through any of these training packages. One is dynamic system, which is a simple end of the day tool, where you are spending hardly 10-15 minutes of your leisure time every day. But then we say that you can earn a minimum of 500% returns year after year. Best suited for all those working professionals, people who actually don't have time to sit and watch the market movement whole day. And in order to go through this training, you will be attending a 2 days online workshop. To join this, the fees here is starting from 59,000 to 1,12,000 rupees. There are different packages, but whichever package you take, the price includes GST and it is for lifetime. Let me show you one by one. The first one is the index package, where you can trade in index like Nifty, Bank Nifty, futures and options for lifetime. The next one is the derivative package, where you get the index futures and also the stock futures, F&O stocks, It is 94,400. The third one is the cash package where you get all the stocks under NSE plus the index as well, which is worth 1,12,100. Here you can trade in futures, options, and also in the equity segment for long-term investment. So this one package covers everything. The remaining are related to commodities. So those of you who want to trade in gold and silver, there is this bullion package at 59,000. There is this energy package where you can trade in crude oil, natural gas, which is at 59,000. Base metals package like copper, aluminum, zinc, lead, and nickel, it is at 94,400. A combo package where you can trade gold, silver, crude, natural gas put together at 1,12,100. Now all these packages are dynamic system packages, and whichever you subscribe, it is for lifetime. Okay, but then those of you who want to go for this 1K, 10K technique, or who want to get into full-time trading, okay, then you have this dynamic live, which tells you when to buy and when to sell in the live market hours itself. But then this is a 1-year package whose price is 1,45,977, including GST, where you get dynamic live for one entire year. You can subscribe it. But along with that, you also get a dynamic system, the 1,12,000 worth the dynamic system, free for lifetime. I'm talking about this one. You get this package free for lifetime if you subscribe this dynamic live. So these are all the different packages. Those of you who are interested, all that you can do is you can click on this link where you get access to subscribe any of the training packages that I have shown. All right. Will you please guide when to enter and exit during market hours? Yes, that is what we do. As I told you, Mr. Balu, that once you have subscribed, when to enter, when to exit, the system itself tells you, but then we will guide you. That is what we do in the training. Right? That is what I am about to tell you, that you will be going through 2 days of online workshop, which is organized on 11th Saturday and 12th Sunday. That is the coming weekend. Not this, the next. Okay. The other big benefit is once you have subscribed to any one of this training package, you will get access to both this dynamic live and dynamic system. Both will be installed in a computer in advance, free until the workshop on 12th, so that you can see how it works in the live market. There will be few training sessions in between that you can go through. And finally, on 11th and 12th, when you go through the detailed workshop, after that, you will be in a position to decide which package suits your requirement. Even if you want to upgrade to any higher package, you can pay the difference amount and upgrade. That is, if you had initially paid only 59,000 and joined this training, later, even if you want to upgrade to 1,12,000 or to 1,45,000, you can pay just the difference amount after this workshop on 12th and upgrade. But then to join this, you have to subscribe anyone. So these are all the different things. These are all the different services that we offer. Anyone who is interested, you can click on the link that I've already sent on the chat to subscribe. But if you have any doubts, you can ask me right now. If you don't have time to ask me right now, you can always contact us at these numbers or mail us, clarify your doubts, and then decide. Any other questions? Anyone? If there are no doubts, please tell me that there are no doubts. All right, it seems that there are no doubts. So, friends, thank you all for joining today's training. Wish you all the very best in your journey, in stock market journey. And those of you who have subscribed, who are planning to subscribe, most welcome on board to this dynamic superpower trading team. See you on the other side in the online workshop. So until then, good evening. Thank you again for joining this session.